What's up guys, thank you for joining in this video. So here we have the latest Economist special report. Artwork is loaded with Mr. Pool comms. Very interesting. All these things were tweeted by Mr. Pool again, and it's interesting. It can be dirt cheap. This is the switch, right? Here you can see the switch. I think it's somewhere here. Here you can see switch. So this is also tweeted by Mr. Pool on Kanye wore a 2023 hat in the Tucker interview. I've got the November 20. Can't seem to fit the 23. Here we have all the money, all the currencies. When is the last day to use the old 20 pound and 50 pound notes, and how can you exchange them? Insane, guys. Money is changing as we know it. The financial system is changing. Inflation and rising demands on government are changing economic policy. Here you can see another picture of it. Here we can see the energy transition will be expensive, right? Adding up to the fiscal drag from aging, energy, and defense, the inflation problem will get better before it gets worse. Policymakers are likely to jettison their 2% inflation targets. Crazy, right? So many predictions happened by Mr. Pool. Mind you, Mr. Pool posted it back in 2019, year before C19 and 3 years before the war. Can't make this stuff up. Now let's take a look. This was posted, remember, this was posted in 2019. It will resume again shortly. Be prepared, the time is nearly here as clock strikes 1:33. A new world is born as we collide, as cash continues to disappear before your own eyes, and partnership emerge of which you knew nothing about. The phoenix shall rise. Once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is truly over. And yet the strong will preserve at the end as the storm comes to a surprising and unexpected halt and the clouds clear out to your own surprise. Now that basically means the crisis and everything that you're seeing happening right now. Everything is plummeting. Maybe a lot of people sold their XRP to actually survive, right? Because those people are there as well. The storm is not coming. It's already here among us. You're nearly out, and yet the worst is still on the horizon to come, isn't it? Or is it just an illusion in your mind? As time goes on, the only proof you need is in the past. Past proves future, and yet future will always prove past. Now, if we think about past proves future, what do we think? Look at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, without any utility, without anything happening, Bitcoin went from $1 basically, from cents and $1, guys, it went through these amazing numbers, right? $60,000, $70,000. And you're telling me that XRP cannot do that? It definitely can, guys. It 100% can. If Bitcoin can do it, XRP can do it. And without thinking, I'm talking about market capitulation because it's not relevant when XRP is covering all the money. Another tweet by Mr. Pool predicted this one. Here we go. Retirees and near retirees have known for some time that the famed 4% rule needs to be revised downwards. But by how much, right? So it's mind-blowing how he predicts this stuff. Mr. Pool says that October 23 to November 21 in the autumn of 2022 will be the time of a 589 reset to prevent the Great Reset. Time traveler usually, right? Let's watch carefully. Not long now to go. It's true, guys. I'm telling you, November. November is the day that you want to be prepared because it's going to happen. The Riddlers are saying it. Everything is happening in front of our eyes. It's going to get worse a bit. Things are going to continue to plummet. But once the dollar collapses, guys, you're going to see something very truly amazing happening. Again, Mr. Pool, he's tweeting this before it even happened, guys, right? CBOS, the champagne image is actually from their meeting that they had. Look at this. This is R3 posting the CBOS meeting, and look at that picture. It's nearly the same, right? Again, predicting this stuff. It's insane. Confirmed by Mr. Pool. Remember when I stated that everything will be centralized to a high degree. After the reset, if it wasn't ready already, and people say everything won't become centralized, what if it already is? We played ourselves a good game. I'll talk about it in tomorrow's video. So basically what this means is that we're moving to a very different world, right? Where XRP is going to be used to actually control everything, guys. This is just the truth. This is how it's going to be. They want more control. They don't want people laundering money. They don't want all that stuff happening, right? So they need a system where they can track everything. And what is that system? It's actually blockchain, XRP, right? It's something that they will use for good and for bad. It's a double-edged sword all along. According to the Atlantic Council, 105 countries are actively exploring CBDCs, and 50 of them are in the advanced stages, including 16 of the G20 economies in the development or pilot stage. Insane. Look how fast we are moving. Before, this was all speculation that XRP will be used. Now, everyone is exploring CBDCs. Ripple is working with the Bank of England, with the Digital Euro Association, in Brazil, in Asia. All these things, guys. Don't think that this is coincidence. At a debate at Harvard today, former Deputy National Security Advisor Dalip Singh laid out the case for a digital dollar. And here you can see, citing our CBDC tracker, read his full remarks, right? Dalip Singh was working with Ripple. He was a Ripple executive. So here we go. On October 14, former Deputy National Dalip Singh, who left Biden administration in June, debated Federal Reserve Board Governor Christopher J. Waller during Harvard University in Symposium on Digital Currency and National Security Symposium. Prepared and remarks. Good morning, everyone. First, thank you. I'm now a few months removed from my time at the White House. He was working with the White House as well, guys. Here we can see it's in this more fragile and uncertain geopolitical context that we should consider whether China, being the first mover among large economies to introduce a CBDC, really matters. Let's rewind. Here you can see the UAE. Here we can see, and dutifully, China's economic diplomats have taken the lead in organizing cross-border digital payments, experiments such as multiple central bank digital currency and bridge project. Listen carefully, guys. This is important. With Hong Kong, Thailand, the biggest bank in Thailand is using Ripple technology. UAE is using Ripple technology under the auspices of the BIS, giving it a platform and reputational cover to shape global norms and standards for privacy, security, and interoperability. In 2021, the PBOC formed a joint venture with SWIFT, the messaging system that banks use to make cross-border payments, which could allow China to augment its capabilities in cross-border payment systems beyond the homegrown cross-border interbank payment system, right? So he is literally saying these countries who are using Ripple technology, which is also working with SWIFT, right? They work all together to make this a possible interoperable system. Taking this as a premise, what's the risk of our remaining CBDC bystander? Consider the scenario in which all countries currently exploring a CBDC eventually issue one. That would mean countries representing upwards of 90% of global GDP, not counting the US, will have CBDCs in circulation. It's no stretch to assume that each of these countries will establish CBDC to CBDC platforms to improve upon the slow, costly, opaque, and complex status quo for cross-border transactions. This is what they're doing right now, guys. So why is a world of CBDCs a potential game changer? It's the technological scalability of CBDCs that could allow countries to transact far more quickly in higher amounts with less detection and less currency volatility than they do now. And this is not the only thing. There was a video of IMF recently where they were talking about credit scores, right? A CBDC is running on the blockchain. They can make smart contracts, guys, and actually keep track on your credit score without the very stages that you have to go through to get credit scores now is very annoying, right? But with CBDCs, they can all cut to the chase and give you what you want because they have a track record of all the things that you have been doing, right? So this is it, and this is the time that we live in. As a concluding point, nothing I've said is meant to get ahead of the long list of important design and deployment questions that need to get addressed before the US decides whether to issue a CBDC. Look how late the US is. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that in coincidence with the lawsuit that is going on, right? Would this be a retail or wholesale CBDC? If the former, where would the accounts reside? What would be the services offered with these accounts and by whom? Now you know why the lawsuit is taking so long, guys. This is it. They need more time. They need more time to figure everything out before they actually start doing stuff, right? My message isn't that we have those answers today, it's more modest. Let's get on with the work of grappling with these questions in the best tradition of American innovation by collaborating across government, academia, and the private sector and committing to develop, experiment with, and refine a CBDC prototype. Get ready, guys, because it's coming, it's already here. You maybe have a month to actually accumulate more XRP. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.